Dosi Jara Baraba Jaya Giri Baratari Jaya Giri Baratari Yashoda Nandana Bharajana Nandana Yashoda Nandana Bharajana Nandana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Jam Vishnu Pada Panaman Sapalakacharya Toro Taxis Mighty Max A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ante Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prince Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Ganga Maya Ki Jai Yamuna Maya Ki Jai Vrindavan Dhamma Ki Jai Mathura Dhamma Ki Jai Sri Mayapur Dhamma Ki Jai All glory to the assembled devotees All glory to the assembled devotees All glory to the assembled devotees All glory to Sri Guru Nishri Gauranga Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26, Fundamental Principle of Material Nature, Text 8. Kayang kalana kalteva kalanam prakriti bidu Bhakti vesu kadukalam Purusham prakrite palam Kayang kalana kalteva kalanam prakrite bidu Bhakti vesu kadukalam Purusha prakrite palam Kayang kalana kauteve Kalanam prakrite bidu Bhakti vesu kadukalam Purusha prakrite palam Please lead. messages? Kanam Vichapakite Kaya Kakateve Anam Pakite Bidu Aktivensi Kadukanam Vichapakite Param. Any use? Kaya Karana Kakateve Kalanam Pakite Bidu Bhaktanam Sukadukkanam Purusham Pakrite Param Kayam Katat Katevam Pakrite Bidu Sukadukkanam Pakrite Param. Kaya, the body. Karana, the senses. Kartube, regarding the demigod. Karanam, the cause. Prakritim, material nature. Vidu, the learned understood. Bhaktube, regarding the perception. Sukha, of happiness. Dukkhanam, and of distress. Purusha, the spirit soul. Prakriti, the material nature. Param, transcendental. Translation, the cause of the conditioned soul, the material body and senses, and the senses presiding deity, the demigod, is the material nature. This is understood by learned men. The feeling of happiness and distress of the soul, which is transcendental by nature, are caused by the spirit soul himself. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, when the Lord descends to this material world, he comes as a person by his own energy, Atma Maya. He is not forced by any superior energy. He comes by his own will, and this can be called his pastime or lila. But here it is clearly stated, the conditioned soul is forced to take certain type of body and senses under three modes of material nature. That body is not received according to his own choice. In other words, a conditioned soul has no free choice. He has to accept a certain type of body according to his karma. But when there are bodily reactions as felt in happiness and distress, it is to be understood the cause is the spirit soul himself. If he so desires, the spirit soul can change his conditioned life of dualities by choosing to serve Krishna. The living entity is in cause of his own suffering, but he can also be the cause of his eternal happiness. When he wants to engage in Krishna consciousness, the suitable body is offered to him by the internal potency, the spiritual energy of the Lord, and when he wants to satisfy the senses, the material body is offered. Thus, it is his free choice to accept the spiritual body or the material body. But once the body is accepted, he has to enjoy or suffer the consequence. The Mayapur philosophy's presentation is that the living entity enjoys his pastime by accepting the body of hog. This theory is not acceptable, however, because the word pastime implied voluntary acceptance or enjoyment. Therefore, this interpretation is most misleading. When there is enforced acceptance for suffering, it is not a pastime. The Lord's pastime and conditional living entity acceptance karmic reaction are not on the same level. Om Gyana Timirandasta Gyana Gyana Shalakaya Chakshumritanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, where Kapila Muni is speaking to Devahuti. And in previous chapter, chapter 25, Devahuti asked Kapila Dev about Purusha and Prakriti, and also she asked the easy and quick method to attain the Lord. So this Kapila Muni is speaking Shankar Yoga, but this is based on Bhakti Yoga, because Shankar without Bhakti doesn't prove the fruit. So Devahuti's question, Prakriti and Purusha, is an answer in this part of Bhagavatam. In this chapter, start from Kapila Dev speaking about the different aspect of the Supreme Lord, that is Purusha. Purusha and Prakriti could be translated a different way. Sometimes translated as Purusha, the Supreme Lord, Prakriti, a living entity, means Purusha is enjoyer, the Supreme Lord who enjoy, and Prakriti being enjoyed, that's Jiva, us. Another translation of Prakriti and Purusha, Purusha is the living entity, the Jiva, and Prakriti is material nature. And also another way of translation is Purusha is the man and Prakriti is the woman. So there is a different way of translation of Purusha and Prakriti. And then in this part of text 8 and previous one, text 7, Kapila Dev is talking about Purusha meaning the living entity and Prakriti meaning the material nature. So in this text, Kapila Dev is describing the relationship with the living entities and Prakriti, material nature. The cause of suffering is a living entity. This came in the Bhakti Shastri in an essay and discussion point. Who have done Bhakti Shastri before? In a Smith. So one of the topic which comes many times, the living entity is the cause of suffering or material nature or the Supreme Lord. There are the three causes of the suffering, three causes of action, three causes of situation. One is the living entity, because the living entity desire. And another is Prakriti, material nature, because material nature provide. And then the ultimate cause is the Supreme Lord, because without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, nothing happens. The example is given sometimes, the sand pit. The child wants to play in the sand pit. And the material nature, that means the labor, the sand, and the bricks, they will provide a facility. And the Supreme Lord, means Father, will provide the order, to give the order to the workers to bring the sand and the bricks so that they can have a facility for that living entity to play. In this case, there are three causes: living entities, the child, material nature, sand and bricks, and the Supreme Lord the Father. But out of these three, which is responsible for the cause? That is the living entity. Because the Supreme Lord, he is aloof. He doesn't have to play in the sand pit. The Father doesn't have to play in the sand pit. But because the living entity desire, the child desire to play, so the Supreme Lord make this arrangement. How he make an arrangement? By Prakriti, material nature. He provides sand and different material. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, only these three causes are described, and later on in 13, 14, 15, Krishna elaborates more. There are the five causes of action: the living entities, endeavor, various senses, and the body itself, and the Supreme Lord. So the five causes are described. And in 13th chapter, in the purport also come Kshetra and Kshetra Jnana. Kshetra means the field of activities. Kshetra Jnana means knower of activities. In other words, Kshetra means the material nature, Prakriti, and Purusha is Kshetra Jnana, the one who knows the Kshetra, the field. And Krishna said there are two kinds of Kshetra Jnana. One is the living entity who knows his own body, and Kshetra Jnana who knows all the living entities' body, that is Supreme Lord, and then that's Paramatma. And now we are going to discuss different seemingly contradicted point in this text. And because this is Sankhya, it's kind of analytic, philosophical, and then it requires a little bit thinking. So now I'm going to go one by one. The cause of the conditioned soul is material body and senses residing in the demigod is material nature. That means we are in this material world. This field is created by material nature, that's Prakriti. So this, the Karya, Karana, Kartate, the similar word is used. Karya means basically the cause, the cause, yeah? So here it said cause is the material nature, but then the one who enjoy or suffer is the living entity. So the question comes, how is that the living entities become the enjoyer and sufferer when the cause is material nature? Another question comes, somewhere in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti Kriyamanani Gunai Sarvasya Sarvasya Ahankara Vibhu Natma Karta Haiti Mayate. The living entity is thinking, I am the enjoyer, I am the cause. But actually, the soul is not doing, but material nature is doing. If one thinks, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, that is kartaha iti mayati. That is due to ahankara. Only the ahankara is making the living entity thinking, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, because actually material nature is the doer. So here the question is, how is that so? Supposed to, now I'm speaking, I'm thinking I'm speaking, but according to this philosophy, I'm not speaking. The voice is speaking. My mouth is moving and making a voice. And the voice is a material nature. And mouth is a material nature. And I'm using the microphone, and that microphone will make the sound louder and transmit it to ear, which is ear is also the matter. And that vibration goes through the air. Air is also material nature, Prakriti. So I'm speaking, but actually which make me speak is due to the material nature, Prakriti. That is the one way of saying how that I'm doing something, but actually I'm not doing. Material nature is doing. The another way of saying, the totally different way of saying is, because material nature is foundation of this material world, what is happening here is all the kingdom of Durga Devi, kingdom of Maya, so they are the main person. We are foreigner, we don't even belong here. Even the material body, we are in the body, but we don't belong to the body. We are somewhere high up in the spiritual sky. So when we think we are doing something, but then actually we, the original soul, original pure state of soul, are aloof from it. Just like Prabhupada gave very easy example. If someone is in a car, and if that person is very attached to car, I work so hard and I got the best car, so beautiful, polished, and drive around a beautiful car. And someone hit the car. If someone is identify himself to that car and he is very attached to the car, and then he become angry, hey, you hit my car, you hit me, it's so hard. And he get really affected. But someone is not attached to the car at all. It's just driving the car for the sake of driving or for the purpose of going to the job or going to the temple. Then someone hit the car, or he hit the car. He noticed someone hit the car, but then doesn't get upset. Oh, you hit the car, then he doesn't make a big drama. So we can understand that identification of the car make him affected more or less. So we identify ourselves with the matter, then we become affected. We don't identify ourselves with matter, then we get less affected. Then that is the one point. And next point, here, the third line, Bhakturbe Sukha Dukkanam. Bhakta means enjoy enjoy or perceive or receive the result. Sukha dukkha, happiness and distress. I gave the example of car. So the sukha dukkha, happiness and distress. Living entity is transcendental. If they don't identify with matter, they don't enjoy or suffer. But here it said, Bhaktavya sukha dukkha, purusha prakriti param. This, the feeling of happiness and distress of the soul, who is transcendental by nature, are caused by the spirit soul himself. It sounds a contradiction because spirit soul is aloof from the matter, and if he is not identified with matter, then he doesn't suffer or enjoy. But then it is said here, the feeling of happiness and distress of the soul, who is transcendental by nature, are caused by the spirit soul himself. So sound very contradictory. So now I'm going to similar text is there in Bhagavad Gita, because this is Sankhya, and chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita is Sankhya, so similar topic is come. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, if you have a phone or something, you can check. Bhagavad Gita 13, text 21. So I'm going to compare with today's text. First text, did you have phone? Or if you have phone? I mean, I'm not encouraging to bring a phone, but if you have, so you can use for Christian service. So sometimes security take the phone away and took the place. The first line of today's text, Karyang Karnang Kartube. And then Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, 21. Can you read one first line? Yes, okay, only first line first. So Karyang Karnana Kartube. Exactly same line is mentioned. Karyang Karana Kartube. Here in Bhagavatam, Kesavi Devi is speaking Sankhya, and Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna about nature and joy consciousness. But translation is different. In this translation, Karaya, first one is body. But in Bhagavad Gita, first one Karaya is effect. And next one, Karanana, is the senses in Bhagavatam. And the Bhagavad Gita is said the cause. And then Kartube, in the Bhagavatam, it said demigod. So the first line goes, body and senses regarding the body. That is the first line. And Bhagavad Gita, it said effect and cause and matter of creation. So that means today we are reading text 8, and from text 9 onward, the Supreme Lord and Prakriti's relationship is going to be described in detail. Means how the Supreme Lord creates the material world. Start from the living and the Supreme Lord grants the pradana, and the pradana activated to become Mahatattva. Within the Mahatattva, different three model of Ahankara is produced, and from three model of Ahankara, different Panchabhuta and sense objects and working senses and all the material element is created. So the the body is due to the senses. First you have senses, then the object is appeared in the matter of creation. Like if I want to see something, then the object appears, then the object has different nature. That is the cause. And regarding the demigod, why he is cultivated? This also comes in a later chapter. When the Ahankara created the Panchamahabhuta and the living entities, different senses in the body, then the senses created and the function, because the demigod reside into the senses. Suppose like a presiding deity of the eyes, the sun, so that we can see. Presiding deity of tongue is Varuna, so that we can taste. So that's why it sounds funny in this context, but it's said presiding deity is a kautate. So the cause and effect on demigod, which is the material nature, that is a prakriti. And the next, the next line, karanam prakriti vidu. Karana means, again, the cause. Prakriti is material nature. Vidu is learned and understood. And that is quite similar. Nature is said to be the cause of material cause and effect, where the living entity is the cause of various suffering. So that is same. And then the third line, bhaktrube sukha dukkhanam. That is sukha means happiness, dukkha means suffering. Bhaktrube means enjoy or perceive or receive the result. So that's the third line, Purusham Prakriti Param. Purusham Prakriti Param means the feeling of happiness and distress of the soul, who is transcendental by nature, caused by the spirit self, spirit soul himself. Purusha Prakriti Param means Purusha, the living entity, is Paran Prakriti, the abode Prakriti. The abode Prakriti means lower nature is Prakriti, and Purusha is higher. Like Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Bhuvino apona no bayo kamano budi bacha hankara vidinatma katan haiti maya. The earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, first ego. These are five material energy. The Supreme Lord separate material energy. But apart from that, aparayantvanita, jiva is above this material nature. So param, superior to material nature. They are the bhakta. They suffer or enjoy. That's the part some people don't understand, how the spirit soul is transcendental to the paran, transcendental to prakriti, how the living entity can suffer or enjoy in the material nature. It's not even the part of material world. Why is the living entity here is paran? How he can enjoy or suffer? So sometimes when we don't understand something, we can check another verse, similar or same word is being used, the shlokas, then it will be helpful. So in the Bhagavad Gita, where the living entity is cause of various suffering and enjoyment in this world. So it's, the one is said to enjoy the suffer, and then the other one is said cause. So now we look at the bhaktrebe, that means enjoy, perceive, and accept the result. Then here same word, the third line of this shloka is used in the last line of this Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktrebe hetu uchate. Bhaktrebe hetu means cause. So in this Bhagavatam, karya means cause, and then Bhagavad Gita hetu is also being used. Both are cause. Because of this happened. Because of that, this happened. Then karana or hetu, that's what is being used. So how we understand that? So one understanding is the same thing what I said. Because of identification, we are thinking we are enjoying suffering, but we are actually not suffering or enjoying because we are transcendental. That is one understanding. The other understanding is that we are helpless. We are so small. That's why we are being forced to do something by the material nature. We don't want to do it, but we have to do. In this Prabhupada also said, living entity has no choice. Once we are put into the body of a dog, then we have to say 1-1. We are put into the body of a cat, so we cannot say 1-1. The cat doesn't say 1-1 usually. Cats say meow, meow. Like that, we are being forced. Then Prabhupada said that we are being forced. We have no choice. But we thought living entity always has free will. Where if we said that there is no choice, living entity has no choice. And what is the question of free will? We are supposed to have free will. So Prabhupada said, once we are put into the body, then that's it. We have no choice. We have to act according to the material body. Just like when we take to the flight, then we have to go to the destination. We cannot jump off from the plane. But Prabhupada said, before we take the plane, we have a choice. We take the flight to go to this place or we go to this place. We have a choice. So the living entity has a choice. We take the material body or we take the spiritual body. To take the material body, we cannot choose. Suppose in Japan we have the song like, we want to become a bird so that we can fly freely. Or I used to think I want to become fish because I like to swim in the water. But we don't have a choice. We cannot choose, okay, next body I want to take this. It's not our choice. Kapila Deva, I think Kapila Deva said, no? Karmana naiva detrana, Kapila Deva said, right? Yeah, my friend. Karmana naiva detrana, jatu deho papatate, ya vaishnavdaya, kunso desaskanasaya. So the living entities, because of our karma and naiva means the superior energy. Sometimes it's the destiny, sometimes it's the Supreme Lord's will. So according to our karma and the Lord's Supreme will, we are put into the particular womb and we are taking birth. So that is not our choice in one sense. Because we did something, we did this karma, and Supreme Lord put in particular body. But in another sense, we have a choice. Because we decided to act this way, that way, in that sense, we have free will. And with that same free will, we could have acted this way, that way, to create later on. And this way, we could act in a spiritual way according to Krishna's will. Then instead of accepting the material body, we can take spiritual body. So I think I have done with this shloka's main content. And now I want to go to the Prabhupada's pastime, that means Prabhupada's story. Because when we hear the story, philosophy, especially when it's so hot, you're hearing but don't really understand. And I'm speaking, I don't really understand what I'm speaking. You're hearing, but you don't really understand. But the story is nice. So, Kautan Haniti Mayate, Krishna said, living entity is part and parcel of me. Mabaivansa jiva lopak jiva, Buddha sanatana manasastra nindriyani prakritistani kansati. So living entity is part and parcel of the Lord, so pure, so eternal. But because we are put into the material world, we are struggling with various senses group around the mind. So katan haiti amanyate. So living entity is struggling. So Prabhupada see that the devotee is struggling. It's not like we became Hare Krishna, we choose to become Krishna. Prabhupada said we choose to become Krishna consciousness, we get the spiritual body and go back to Godhead. But in the meantime, we are struggling because we choose, but we still have material body, so we are struggling. So how Prabhupada used to see us struggling. One time Prabhupada received a long letter, husband and wife together is writing a letter. Srila Prabhupada, we want to take shelter of you, we want to surrender to you, but we are struggling so much. We are husband and wife, we have to maintain ourselves, we are senseless body, we have business and we're not going on, and children, so many problems. That letter mentions so many problems, one after another. So someone is Prabhupada listening to that letter Prabhupada is reading. He was saying, Prabhupada is not going to like this letter. Prabhupada will like the letter saying, yeah, we are doing big preaching, we distribute so many books, we open the center. That's kind of letter Prabhupada would like. But this letter saying this problem, that problem, we want to surrender you, but we cannot do this. Prabhupada is not going to like this letter. Then Prabhupada showed that letter to one Indian gentleman. He's not an ISKCON devotee, but he's favorable. He said, Prabhupada said, just see how much they are struggling, how difficult it is in the West to become a Krishna consciousness. And that's the Indian gentleman. He actually said that, yes, that's true. We Indian, born in the culture of Vedic culture, and we still drink tea and coffee. We don't even think it's bad. We don't even try to rectify it. And now these Western boys and girls, they are born in a Western culture which has no culture, no Vedic culture, and they are trying to follow the Krishna consciousness. They are trying to stop the tea and coffee and many, many things what they are so accustomed to. How difficult it is. That's Indian gentleman appreciate. And Prabhupada said, yes, how it is difficult for them, and they're still trying. Therefore, I have to help them. That's the Prabhupada's move. He doesn't say, oh, they're struggling. No, it's not an important thing for me to hear. He wants to help them. He feels for them. He doesn't look down. He wants to help them. He feels so much compassion. With that mercy, we can go on. Otherwise, how we can go on? It is so hard, and I don't know why the management doesn't put AC in. Isn't it better to have AC? No, we are struggling so hard. The manager, I shouldn't say, but probably they are staying in an AC room, and those who are so sincere and struggling to become Krishna consciousness, sitting here so hot. This is a rooftop. It's like a very hot from the low, and window open, so that the wind comes at the window itself is so hot. But we are struggling, but we are not identifying myself, but we are trying to become Krishna consciousness. The leader should help and put the AC for the classroom. And that's the Prabhupada's mood, so much compassion. And another one, for those who are trying to preach to the person who is struggling. So this is a story from Brijana Prabhu. Brijana Prabhu was preaching in Hong Kong, and he said Hong Kong is such a materialistic place. It's very difficult. He's coming from America, I think New York, but then he said that New York is a materialistic place, but Hong Kong is much more. So he was saying it was very, very difficult. He and his wife were struggling to spread Krishna consciousness. But in Hong Kong, they are not to become Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada came sometimes to Hong Kong and saying nothing is going progress, no temple was there. I went to Hong Kong, but there is a small place. You know, in Hong Kong, you have been in Hong Kong, anybody? No? So they have very small temple room. I think the upstairs of yoga studio or something, and the restaurant was nearby. And then they have a mirror. I don't know how to pronounce mirror. You know mirror? When you put a tilak mirror? It's all over the wall. So you are in the small room, but because the mirror reflects the other side of the mirror, and the other side will reflect another side, so it looks so big. Can you visualize it? You are in a small room. The mirror is on all sides. Mirror reflect each other. Feel like you are staying in a big, huge room. That's at the Hong Kong temple. They are staying in a small place, but then they feel big. That's it. At least when I went there, it was like that. So Brijana Prabhu was struggling. I think that time there was not that small temple either. So the Prabhupada was very heavy on them, very heavy on Brijana Prabhu and his wife. Why it's not happening? Why it's not progressing? Why not people becoming Krishna consciousness? He was so heavy. So Brijana Prabhu was feeling so bad, and I'm not be able to please Srila Prabhupada. I'm not be able to fulfill the Prabhupada's desire. So he was feeling very, very sad. And one year, he came to Mayapur. In Mayapur, Subhak Maharaj was giving class. Anybody knows Subhak Maharaj? The Bengali, just like young Prabhupada. He was giving class, and he said, one time Subhak Maharaj was with Prabhupada. He was like serving Prabhupada very intimately. And Prabhupada started crying with tears. And Subhak Maharaj asked Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, why are you crying? What's bringing you tears in your cheek? And Prabhupada said, I was just thinking about Brijana and his wife preaching in Hong Kong, how much they are struggling, how much they are having hard time. They're still trying to fulfill my desire. How much they're struggling. I'm thinking about their suffering. My tears came. So that is Prabhupada. It's not what we achieve. We're trying, not like we are very wonderful devotee. We are trying to please Prabhupada. But in that process, how much Prabhupada is feeling for the devotees. Krishna said once in Bhagavatam to Uddhava, "Oh Uddhava, there is no one who is more dear to me than you, not even Shankara, not even Lakshmi." Means Balaram is Krishna's brother. He's most first expansion, most dear. Lakshmi, he's a consort, eternal consort, most dear. But Krishna is saying, Uddhava, you are more dear to me than Balaram, more dear to me than Lakshmi, because in this content, the purpose is giving, Uddhava is representing the living entities who are struggling in this material world, try to become Krishna consciousness. Balaram doesn't have to struggle to become Krishna consciousness. He is naturally, eternally Krishna's brother, eternally Krishna consciousness. Lakshmi is eternally the wife of the Lord. She doesn't have to struggle to become Krishna consciousness. It is naturally Krishna consciousness. But the living entity, we, Uddhava is representing, we are struggling so hard. Of course, maybe some of you already Hare Krishna or topmost stage, we are not struggling, but most of us are struggling. It's so hot, so cold, a little bit earlier, so cold. In the morning, you don't want to get up, just go to the outside. If I go outside, in the winter, so many people are walking, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But now, when I came from a house to the temple, I only saw 2 or 3 people walking because it's so hot, it's struggling. But we come to the temple, I saw so many people there pack up, how much they're struggling to come to the temple itself, and they're trying to become Krishna consciousness. How much Krishna is feeling, how much Prabhupada is feeling for us who is struggling and but endeavoring. That is a wonderful message we can receive from this part. And we have 20 more minutes. Another topic in this purport is not directly from a text, but Prabhupada said about Mayabadi in this purport and previous purport also twice. He brought up similar topic, how Mayabadi is thinking they are good and they are suffering, that is their pastime. And Prabhupada heavily chastised. Krishna said, Ajopi-san, Abhayatma, in a part of purport, the first line. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that when the Lord descends to this material world, he comes as a person by his own energy, Atma Maya. So this part, when Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, that is Bhagavad Gita 4, no, yeah? Atma Maya, yeah, that word comes to 4-7. I think this was not Shloka memorization Shloka. When we do Bhakti Shastri memorization, then we memorize it. But if it's not the memorization Shloka, somehow some Shloka is so important, but it doesn't come to the exam. Somehow we miss and we don't memorize it. But this is very important. Shloka 7-6. Ajopi-san abhayatma bhutanan ishvaropi. P-sam. Prakriti spararistayan sambhavami atmamayaya. So Atmamaya. Prabhupada said Krishna comes by his own will. Atmamaya, in this text he said, by my original transcendental form, with his transcendental form. But here in the third line, Prakriti spararistayam. Prakriti spararistayam. In a translation of Prabhupada, he said he comes with his own transcendental form. Prabhupada said here, Prakriti sva means own. So Prakriti means nature. So I come with his own nature. Prakriti sva. So he comes with his own nature. That means Krishna has spiritual nature in the spiritual world. He comes with same spiritual nature. That's how Prabhupada translated. But Mayavadi will not translate in that way. Mayavadi will say Prakriti. See, Prakriti Sva. Krishna comes with Prakriti, material nature. Sva, as it is. That means Krishna comes with material nature. When Krishna comes to the material world, he comes with Prakriti. He is covered with material nature. That's how Mayavadi translates. So this one particular Mayavadi was in Japan actually. There was one city, Kobe, so the devotee going there, and then Prabhupada was there, and then the organizer said, okay, Prabhupada can sit here, and this Mayavadi big guru is going to sit here, and then the devotee said, can we get some money to offer garland to Prabhupada? And the organizer said, yeah, sure, he's a guru, you should have a nice garland for him. So they gave the money, and the devotee took all the money, and then the organizer said, but you have to make the garland, give the garland to this Mayavadi, Sannyasi Mayavadi Guru also. And the devotee said, yes, yes, yes. And they took the money and they spent all the money to make a beautiful garland for Prabhupada, and they offer beautiful garland to Prabhupada. And then the other garland, what Prabhupada was wearing before, one day before, and gave a Mahaprasharam to Mayavadi Guru. That was the natural thing for a devotee does. And then that Mayavadi Guru accepted it. Then after that, the class started. Prabhupada spoke 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and he was sitting on Vyasasam. And after he finished speaking, the organizer said, okay, now this Mayavadi Sannyasi is going to speak, so you can move, so Mayavadi can sit. And Prabhupada pretended that he didn't understand or something. He was like this, and he kept sitting. He didn't get up. And the organizer put their hand and tried to take Prabhupada out of the Vyasasana. Prabhupada, he didn't move. So the sannyasi, the Mayavadi sannyasi, it's okay, it's okay. So he didn't want to make a big scene on the stage. So he kept sitting on the chair. Prabhupada was on the Vyasasana. Then Prabhupada speaking in English, and a disciple was around Prabhupada. They are English speaker. But this Mayavadi speaker, this is in Japan, but somehow Hindi community or something, he was speaking in Hindi. So he is speaking in Hindi on and on, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Prabhupada was just chanting Japa Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the disciples also, they don't understand Hindi. So they also chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And after 25 minutes, 30 minutes, Prabhupada suddenly told the disciples, stop this, start kirtan. Then the disciple didn't know. All of a sudden, what's happening? Mayavadi was speaking half an hour. He didn't say anything. He just kept chanting. Suddenly he said, stop this, start kirtan. Then they were completely bewildered, but somehow Prabhupada said so. So they went to stop this Mayavadi speak, then started kirtan. Then later on that day, they went back to the residence. That's why Madhu Maharaj was serving Prabhupada as a servant. So Banu Maharaj gave the milk to Prabhupada, and then all the devotees was so curious what's happened actually there. And then they asked, Prabhupada, what's happened? And Prabhupada said, in the beginning, this Mayavadi was speaking okay, but later he started speaking, he was speaking Panchasana, like Shiva, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Durga, and Vishnu. He was talking about these 5. Up to them was it's okay. Then he said, about this, above Shiva, Lakshmi, Durga, Ganesh, there is a Vishnu, and above the Vishnu, and there is Brahman. When he said that, Prabhupada got so angry, and he said, stop this, start the kirtan. That he stopped. So how Prabhupada could be really harsh, very strong, for the conditioned soul who are not even be able to follow Krishna consciousness. On the other hand, there is Mayavadi, big sannyas and big everything. He was so strong against them. The other, one more last story. I think in Hong Kong and Philippines, there is a conference. The reporter was coming to Prabhupada interview. Usually reporters, newspaper or radio, they want to come to the big leader of the religion, and they want to hear that the religion's leader criticize another leader of another religion. That was her intention. So she came and she told Prabhupada, here is another Swami called Guru Maharaj. And then Prabhupada, what do you think about this person? He was a really bad person. I mean, not Krishna consciousness, but he was pretending to be a big Swami. So Prabhupada said, no, it's all right. We will discuss about our philosophy. Prabhupada didn't want to comment about him. And then after some time, reporter again asked, but then what do you think about this Guru Maharaj? And then Prabhupada, no, it's all right. We will not discuss about this thing. We will discuss about our philosophy. And it went on. Then after some time, again she asked, what do you think about this Mayapur leader? He's a good leader, big leader, popular, very, very popular. And then Prabhupada, somehow he decided to say about him. And then he said, he's a dog, he's a cheater. He keeps cheating. Then Krishna is the biggest cheater, and he will be cheated by Krishna. And then hearing that, the reporter was so happy. Finally, he said it, and newspaper covered the article. ISKCON leader criticized Swami Guru Maharaj and calling him the cheater, calling him as a dog. That is Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So we have 10 minutes. Any question in the comment? Yes. I'm sorry that I was speaking a little bit too fast because I was thinking it's so hot and I want to finish and we can go home.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So I have question related to how Jiva did offense. In the previous verse yesterday, it was there, Jiva did offense to the, it was written like this, I'm just reading it. So he has no responsibility, he is simply witness the action, but he is forced to act in that way due to his offense in his eternal relationship with Krishna. And that's why Jiva came to this material world. So my question is, the offense was just to desire to enjoy independently. So that was one offense. It is written in the Bhagavatam. So now if Jiva is desiring to go back and at least desiring, right now suppose any devotee is desiring to go back and he knows after few minutes again my desire will be diluted or maybe contaminated. Maybe again the next moment a new desire will come. So but still Jiva is desiring to go back. Then why not immediately Lord is just taking him back. So this is one thing. I am just curious to know if Jiva at the point of the time in the life desiring to go back, okay, God, now I want to go back. And after that, he also knows this desire may get diluted. Maybe it will not be there after few minutes, after few days. So please take me back because I am contaminated, I am conditioned by the modes. Maybe in the morning time he is desiring to go back. In the afternoon by the modes of Rajogun, Tamogun, he is again entangled with other desires. But he is at least desiring in the morning, okay, please take me back. Why not Lord is taking him back?
Okay, thank you very much. Very, very good question, very practical. First, I wanted to comment on that reference you said, he has no responsibility. He is simply the witness of action. Yeah, that's line. Yesterday I was reading and this morning also. I think this means in the conditioned life, the living entity actually remains as if a captivate in the hand of material energy. Whatever the material energy dictate the condition so does. That is okay. The next one, he has no responsibility. This he has no responsibility means not the living entity has no responsibility, but this he means Krishna. It's not, it means we are conditioned, we are struggling, but we don't have any responsibility. We do have responsibility, but Krishna has no responsibility. Means next line, he said he is simply the witness of action. So that is the Paramatma, Upadhisthana Mantacha, Bharata Mokta Maheshwara. Super soul is situated within the heart and he is witnessing and he is functioning. So he is not responsible, he is not taking responsibilities, he is simply witnessing and functioning. So this is, he has no responsibility, means the Super Soul, Supreme Lord has no responsibility. He is simply witnessing the action. And next one, but he is forced to act in this way due to his offense in eternal relationship with Krishna. This he means the living entity. Living entity is forced to act the way due to his offense in the eternal relationship with Krishna. That is, before your question start, you read this part, so I want to clarify the sentence he's asking about was this line. So the first question, why we are desiring, but sometimes Bhogya Taga is, our nature is sometimes Bhogya enjoyment, sometimes renunciation, mind is flickering. Even Arjuna said that it is not possible to control the mind. Even we control the wind, we cannot control the mind. Even Arjuna said that, what speak of us? In the morning, we come to Bhagavatam class, yes, Krishna consciousness, and we go downstairs, yes, kirtan, then go out, oh, prasadam, which one I can take? And someone cut the line, hey, why are you cutting the line? I was before, immediately mind go off. So easily, Hare Krishna, then next second we can divert it. It's the nature of we are in. Just like we are spirit soul, but we are covered in the material nature. We are not being contaminated, but we are prone to be contaminated because our covering is contaminated. In Mayapur, we are so clean and nice, but we go to Calcutta in one day, all the clothes become dirty. And we are dry now, but then if you go to temple room, maybe you get wet because of sweat, or if you go to Ganga, certainly you get wet because of water. So we are prone to become contaminated. It's not exactly our fault, but the material nature is such we are in that situation. So in that situation, why Krishna is not taking us? That is the question. We already made a determination. Sarvadharma Paritajan. We surrender. Yes, we surrender. We give up all the nasty thing habit. We surrender. We are taking the goal of life with Krishna. But because we are in the material world, we are supposed to be so dear to Krishna. Krishna said, Sarvadharma Paritajan. We give up. Why you don't take us? The answer is Krishna. Many ways of answering. One way is Krishna is Tribangi. Yes, Krishna is Tribangi. He is bending in three places. He doesn't do the thing straight. He likes twisted. Sometimes Krishna said he sees some devotees so determined, but he enjoys seeing struggling to come to Krishna. And even someone going to the Bhava stage, Krishna may not take him back to Godhead, seeing him struggling to go back to Godhead. It means he is relishing. It's not that he's relishing his suffering, but he's relishing their eagerness to try to go to Krishna. It's not like Krishna is an evil man, he's Tribangi, he's so evil, black snake, Krishna, he's so evil. It's not like that, but he likes to see how much eager you are. Suppose the gopi is going to Krishna, moonlight, then so many bushes and wild tigers, dangerous, and they come to Krishna, then Krishna appreciates, how did you come in this dangerous place? Krishna appreciates there are so many obstacles, then there is no straight way. Parakya rasa is better than, what is it? Parakya and the other one? So Subhakya is the easy way, no obstacle, always Krishna is my husband. But Parakya is so twisted, so much struggle. Why Krishna doesn't just play with the gopi from beginning, from daylight? Yeah, gopi is so dear, let's play from beginning of the day till night, whole day in public. But Krishna doesn't like that, he is twisted. He likes to see the eagerness. That is the one way of answer. The other way, of course, there is many ways. The other way is, there are two examples. One is sugarcane, one is gold. When gold is taken from the mine, in the beginning, gold is covered. So the gold is gold. We are spirit so pure, but then you polish more and more, then gold becomes shining, and at the end it's set on a diamond, that it becomes so beautiful. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, diamond, the gold example is given. If the living entity is set in Krishna, then just like a gold diamond set in the gold is beautiful. So we are in the process, and Krishna is waiting for you to become original pure gold. So it's not like Krishna is only evil, but Krishna is waiting and till become completely pure. And then sugarcane is nice, stick is nice. Our children, they used to eat the sugarcane, but then if you crush and make a juice, it's nice, and make a sugarcane candy, it's better. So we are in a process of becoming better and better, and Krishna is more eager than we are. So it's not like Krishna is far away and looking at that, then he is in our heart. When we are struggling, we are almost thinking, I can do it, but Krishna is helping. And then if we don't hear the mind, usually our mind is so loud we cannot hear, but we don't have a mind, only chant Hare Krishna, only hear Krishna's name, then you can actually hear Paramatma speaking. That is 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the stage of Yoga Luda, after Pratyahara, there is a dharana, then samadhi. Then that time, all the disturbance was subdued, peaceful. Then they can hear Paramatma. That stage is in devotional service compared to the Nishta. Then Nishta, of course, Anartha-Nimbiti, the Pratyahara, all the impurities taking away. Then Nishta is steady. Then Ruchi, Ashakti, the Baba. Then in Baba stage, you can see Krishna. So Krishna is waiting for us. He is more eager than we are. He is more eager for us to take us back to Godhead. And we are almost there. That's all. And many points you said something really nice. I think you said something more. Oh yeah, we are not responsible. I think you said that 9 o'clock past, so you can go home because it's so hot, but class is finished. Jai Prantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. I just wanted to add one story about we are not even responsible for why we have to be suffering. We have to keep suffering. There is a story, one short story. Prabhupada said, when a child put the hand in the fire, the hand will get burned. Even the living entity doesn't know the material nature work we put in the fire, then the finger will burn. That means bhakta. That means we get the result. We are the enjoy and suffer of the material nature. We burn. We suffer or enjoy, and we are responsible. Means we get the result. Then another story, little bit Shastra Shakshu, in a material world where we are living here. There's one 7-year boy. His mother was a single mother, so she was working whole day. And elder brother was intoxicated, a little bit crazy. So he manipulated this young boy to kill another young girl. And this boy has a tattoo all over the face, means the elder brother forced this younger brother to have a tattoo on the face. And he manipulated this boy to call this another girl from neighborhood and made her kill. And this young boy, 7 years old, he didn't even, this is a real story, he didn't even understand what is happening, and he didn't even really understand what death means, what he does and what he died. So he put a hand and then this girl died. But then he didn't really understand what's happened, get up, wake up, oh, sorry, I did this, wake up. He was crying over this dead body, the girl. And then this older boy, elder brother, he thought that I didn't have to put a hand on this girl, and it's done, she's dead, and she was very happy, and he went away. So it came to the high court. So the lady who was in the high court judge, she said, this is the most difficult case I have ever dealt. I mean, this 7-year-old child, he cannot be really responsible for killing because he didn't have a discrimination, or he was manipulated by elder brother. So how I can sentence him? But at the same time, the fact is fact. He has killed this girl. So fact is done, so he has to be awarded the reaction for that. So final case, so many people came and watching, and the final case was he sentenced to the lifetime sentence in the prison. After 25 years, he can have another hearing. That was sentence. The what I want to say from this example is we are in a material world. We are manipulated. We are being caught. We are entangled out of our own, against our will, because we want to go back, but we are being manipulated, we are misguided, misdirected. Then how we have to suffer for this? That example is this child. Whatever it is, whatever the situation is what is done, we have to take the reaction. So we have to repeat the birth and death. If we don't continuously stay in Krishna consciousness. Having said that, there are many stories. Prabhupada disciple left the movement, went to the material world, completely fallen. At the end of their life, Prabhupada came in their dream or friend or family's dream, and Prabhupada took their hand and went back to Godhead. Krishna said, I force you to enter into your heart to remember me at the time of death. That is our home, our hope. Hare Krishna. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Sorry, 6 minutes late. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.